Hello, my name is Jennifer Daniela Newell. Welcome to the Night Owls today, and I'm going to carry on where we left off last, which was when Abraham and his family had been circumcised, and we're just about to find out how this wonderful promise is going to come to pass. Eventually, and Sarah and Abraham had three visitors come to visit them, and they provided them food and water, and God was faithful and once reminded them again of his promise. Let us read Genesis 18, verses 1 to 16. Okay, so just give me time to find it. Later, the Lord again appeared to Abraham near the great trees of Mamre. At that time, Abraham was sitting at the door of his tent. It was during the hottest part of the day. He looked up and saw three men standing near him. When Abraham saw them, he ran from his tent to meet them. He bowed face down on the ground before them. Abraham said, "Sir, if you think well of me, please stay a while with me, your servant. I will bring some water so all of you can wash your feet. You may rest under the tree. I will get some bread for you so you can regain your strength, then you may continue your journey." The three men said, "That is fine. Do as you said." Abraham hurried to the tent where Sarah was. He said to her, "Hurry, prepare 22 litres of fine flour, make it into loaves of bread." Then Abraham ran to his cattle. He took one of his best calves and gave it to a servant. The servant hurried to kill the calf and prepare it for food. Abraham gave the three men the calf that had been cooked. He also gave them milk curds and milk. While the three men ate, he stood under the tree near them. The men asked Abraham, "Where is your wife Sarah?" "There in the tent," said Abraham. Then the Lord said, "I will certainly return to you about this time a year from now. At that time your wife Sarah will have a son." Sarah was listening at the entrance of the tent which was behind him. Abraham and Sarah were very old. Sarah was past the age when women normally have children, so she laughed to herself. "My husband and I are too old to have a baby." Then the Lord said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh? Why did she say, 'I am too old to have a baby'? Is anything too hard for the Lord? No, I will return to you at the right time a year from now, and Sarah will have a son." Sarah was afraid, so she lied and said, "I didn't laugh." But the Lord said, "No, you did laugh." Then the men got up to leave and started out towards Sodom. Abraham walked along with them a short time to send them on their way. So at long last, the promise would come to pass when Sarah and Abraham were old, and God would get all the glory, because it was impossible for them to have children at such an age. Let us read Genesis 21, verses 1 to 7. The Lord cared for Sarah as he had said. He did for her what he had promised. Sarah became pregnant and she gave birth to a son for Abraham in his old age. Everything happened at the time God had said it would. Abraham named his son Isaac. Sarah gave birth to this son of Abraham. Abraham circumcised Isaac when he was 8 days old, as God had commanded. Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born, and Sarah said, "God has made me laugh. Everyone who hears about this will laugh with me. No one thought that I would be able to have Abraham's child, but I have given Abraham a son while he is old." So the promise has finally come to pass. God was faithful. Isaac was born, and his name literally meant he laughs. Isaac grew from being a baby into a young man, and God wanted to test Abraham to see what was in his heart. So he asked Abraham to do something that you wouldn't expect, and Abraham had remembered God's character and trusted him. So let us read in Genesis 22, verses 1 to 19. After these things, God tested Abraham's faith. God said to him, "Abraham," and he answered, "Here I am." Then God said, "Take your only son Isaac, the son you love, go to the land of Moriah. There kill him and offer him as a whole burnt offering. Do this on one of the mountains there. I will tell you which one." Early in the morning, Abraham got up and saddled his donkey. He took Isaac and 2 servants with him. He cut the wood for the sacrifice, and they went to the place God had told them to go. On the third day, Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance, he said to his servant, "Stay here with the donkey. My son and I will go over there and worship. Then we will come back to you." Abraham took the wood for the sacrifice and gave it to his son to carry. Abraham took the knife and the fire. So Abraham and his son went on together. Isaac said to his father Abraham, "Father." Abraham answered, "Yes, my son." Isaac said, "We have the fire and the wood, but where's the lamb we will burn as a sacrifice?" Abraham answered, "God will give us the lamb for the sacrifice, my son." So Abraham and his son went on together. They came to the place God had told them about. There Abraham built an altar. He laid wood on it. Then he tied up his son Isaac, and laid Isaac on the wood on the altar. Then Abraham took his knife and was about to kill his son. But the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven. The angel said, "Abraham, Abraham." Abraham answered, "Yes." The angel said, "Don't kill your son or hurt him in any way. Now I can see that you respect God. I see that you have not kept your son, your only son, from me." Then Abraham looked up and saw a male sheep. Its horns were caught in a bush. Abraham went and took the sheep and killed it. He offered it as a whole burnt offering to God. Abraham's son was saved. So Abraham named that place "The Lord gives." Even today, people say, "On the mountain of the Lord it will be given." The angel of the Lord called to Abraham from heaven a second time. The angel said, "The Lord says, you did not keep back your son, your only son, from me. Because you did this, I make you this promise by my own name. I will surely bless you and give you many descendants. There will be as many as the stars in the sky and on the sand on the seashore, and they will capture the cities of the enemies. Through your descendants, all the nations on the earth will be blessed. This is because you obeyed me." Then Abraham returned to his servants. They all traveled back to Beersheba, and Abraham stayed there. So Abraham endured this test because he knew God didn't really want Isaac to be sacrificed, and that he would provide a sacrifice so that Isaac would live. Abraham trusted God and knew there was something to learn from this test, so he set out to complete what God had asked him to do. You know what happened? God did indeed provide a sacrifice. Just as Abraham was about to sacrifice Isaac, a sheep was sent to save Isaac. This reminds us that Jesus was sent to save us too from death. The test ended happily, and an angel reminded Abraham of the other promises that God gave him, that he would have many descendants and it would take the promised land. As a result of Abraham's faith, Jesus was enabled to come to planet Earth many, many years later. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you return once again, but next time we'll be talking about Isaac and Rebecca, because Isaac grows up to be a man and he happily meets Rebecca, and we'll find out more about that next time. Thank you for listening. Bye.